Hi, everybody. It's 2018 again. This is the third time I've started to stream tonight. I don't know what is happening. First, my phone just decided to not work so well, or at least the YouTube app on my phone decided to not work so well. And I messed that up a couple times, and then I switched to the computer, and then YouTube on the computer was being weird, and I had to use a different encoder. But the point is, it should all be taken care of right now, and everything should be totally fine. So we can jump back to, let me double check sound real quick. Great. So we can jump back to what I actually wanted to do. It's what, Tuesday night, January 2nd, 2018. So happy New Year, happy late holidays, happy whatever it is you're celebrating. I was just sort of hanging out, having a nice relaxing night before I have to go back to work tomorrow after a nice vacation. And I was just sort of thinking about things, not necessarily New Year's resolutions, but just kind of like goals and stuff you want to accomplish throughout the year. And I was sort of realizing, normally they say, I think there's like research studies that say you shouldn't tell people your goals until you accomplish them, because in your brain, you get the same chemical release from telling someone about a goal as you do from actually accomplishing the goal. So, for example, if you say, I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a week, and that's your goal, and you tell somebody that, your brain's going to be like, good enough, done. Whereas if you don't tell anybody that and you actually have to go through with it, then eventually you have to accomplish your goal before you get the rush. So I was kind of like, oh, should I keep my goals to myself or should I share them? And I decided I wanted to do a quick, maybe like 30-minute live stream where I just kind of share some of my goals, maybe hear some of yours if you want to share them. And we can just kind of have it on record. So it's January 2nd. Sometimes I think it's good to go public with your goals so that way you're held accountable for them and you're sort of forced to own up to them. Let's see here. Right now, I'd like to try... Actually, this is fine. This works totally fine as is. So for me, right now, this is just my way of keeping track of my goals. And if you want to chime in and share yours, that's totally fine. If nobody wants to chime in, that's also 100% okay. So I've got my goals here on this like ridiculously big iPad that I'm borrowing, which is like a little large for an iPad. But anyway, there's a few things. Like there's lots of goals and there's lots of resolutions. I'm trying to differentiate goals from revolutions. I don't think I want to have a New Year's revolution. But New Year's resolutions, I think they're good because the new year changes and then it's a good time to go like, hey, we should, better ourselves somehow. But at the same time, like if it's May, like you're not allowed to start a new thing or you're not supposed to take yourself seriously in terms of improvement or whatever. So I think that's a little ridiculous. I kind of like to try self-improvement or growth or whatever anytime that the mood strikes throughout the year. So sort of ignore the whole January 1st thing. But psychologically, there's a whole fresh new year ahead. Who knows what peaks and valleys that year will have. And I think it's fun to kind of now set some really concrete goals, because you can set goals of like, I want to be happy and I want to be stress-free, but how do you like measure that? I wanted to put some concrete goals down that I can like come back to in a year and measure. And some of them are lofty. There's a YouTube channel called Travel Feels that I watch a lot. And that's a channel that's about a year old. And the guy, Maddie, who started that channel, started, really small and then it blew up and became his full-time job in a year. And sort of like this whirlwind review that he was having a few days ago was sort of talking about some of the goals he had set last year and that in setting his goals, he went big. And he specifically set goals that he didn't think he'd be able to accomplish, because why not? Why not set the bar really high and then see how close you can get? And if you don't get anywhere, that's fine. But it's like, if your goal is really lame, like I want to upload 1 video a month. It's like, well, anybody could do that. So you're not really accomplishing all that much with your goal. But if if you really go crazy and you want to achieve a goal, grow something, build something, you should set the bar really high. Even if you don't make it, at least you're aiming quite high. So that being said, there's a few personal goals that I set that are pretty concrete. Stuff like financial things. There's certain amounts in, savings accounts that I want to have, concrete numbers. They always say, like, you should have 6 months of your living expenses put away, and that way, if something catastrophic happens, you'll be covered. And that's, I don't think I'm quite there yet, but close. And they're just kind of nice to have that security blanket. Something crazy happens, you need new car tires all of a sudden. It's not going to, like, stop you from paying your bills. So I have a few financial goals that are just kind of mine, which I'm not really going to, like, broadcast and put out there. Got some personal goals. I've been slacking it with, like, exercise and things lately just because it's been so busy. It's the holidays. But the holidays are the worst time to slack it with exercise because they usually come with, like, lots of food and calorie intake. So, yeah, so my goal is gym 3 times a week, and I go to gym classes because if I go by myself to the gym, like, it's a total waste of time. I used to think I was doing something good when I went to the gym by myself, and I'd go there for like 45 minutes or an hour, and I mean, it was good, but it's literally like I would just go and move stuff around for a little bit, and then that was kind of it, and didn't really accomplish much. Going to gym classes is something I never thought I would do because they always seemed really scary. I was a little bit gym-timidated by them. And then I learned they're actually really fun. I mean, most of them are fun if you find, the right ones. And they're really motivating because you actually have people to be accountable to. You can look around the room and, people can see if you're slacking it. You don't want to be like the person who's slacking it. And then you also have actual instructors who know how to put together a class that actually helps you. And it's not just like the stuff you randomly choose to do. And it usually pushes you a little bit harder. So I really like actual gym classes. So my goal is to get back into the routine of going to the gym 3 times per week, which I was doing for a long time and felt really good. It was a lot of work, but it's fun. Like, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday are kind of my days to go. Monday night, Wednesday night, and then Saturday morning. And it's hard. It's so easy not to go to the gym. And sometimes I think of that when I'm at the gym and they're making us do something insane, like lift this horribly heavy weight over your head 10 times and then go run over there and do this thing. And I'm like, why? I could be on the couch. Why am I paying to put myself through this pain? But it always feels good afterwards. And I've never not been happy I went to the gym. So one of my goals this year, concrete goals, is 3 times per week, go to the gym. And that means block out that time. So that way, Monday night when gym class rolls around, there's nothing else. I can't take on other obligations, can't take on other responsibilities. I have to block out that time for me, period. And personally, I tend to take my commitments and wants and needs and push them to the bottom. So if I have, I want to go to the gym tonight and, a work thing comes up or something else pops up or somebody wants to do something, I'm always like, yeah, forget my thing. We'll do that. And I kind of need to not do that. So that's a simple one. Gym 3 times per week, because when you're healthy, everything becomes easier and better. So that's a big one. And even I did a video a while back about my gym and why I like it. And it's great. It's super fun. It's a local gym in the Palm Desert area called Energym, and they're great. I can't recommend enough. It's everybody, every fitness level, every fitness goal, every age, every gender. Basically, everybody goes there. But this is YouTube, of course. And so a lot of the goals that I wanted to share specifically relate to this YouTube channel and what I want to do with digital media in the coming year. A big part of that is last year in 2017, I actually finally started uploading my own videos to YouTube, which is something I hadn't done before. I've made many, many videos throughout my life, so it's not like I was just a beginner, but I never actually shared them. And that became something I really enjoyed doing, and it went really, really well. I started with just a few videos, and then maybe after about 10 videos, I did a 30-day upload challenge, which was uploading a video every single day for 30 days in a row. And that, I got some videos I'm really proud of out of that. Some of them I'm not as proud of. You can probably tell if you go look at the view count. Some of them are like decent and others are like, clearly nobody watched this. But every single one of them taught me a valuable lesson and was a valuable tool. It was a valuable experience. And so that that was a great, like, oh my gosh, that condensed what would have normally been, 6 months of learning time into 30 days. That was fantastic. And that kicked off like, wow, YouTube is really fun. And making videos is really fun, but it's hard to share them. So putting them online on YouTube and being part of that community is hugely fun and rewarding. And I appreciate that. And of course, everybody kind of knows Heather who watches my channel. And hopefully you watch Heather's channel, Heather Just Create. She kind of pushed me to start. Pushes me to do a lot of things that end up making me better, which is great. And then she and I worked together to start Share Spark TV, which we did pretty regularly for a couple of months, couple live streams per week, and then we took a break throughout the holidays to kind of retool, and then we're going to come back with that. So that's going to be something that I want to work on very hard throughout the year, in addition to my own stuff, which is just for fun. So everything on this channel is just what I want it to be, and literally it's called the Enthusiasm Project. It's just things that I'm enthusiastic about, and ideally I would also like to reach out and start sharing stories of other people who have things that they're really excited about and really enthusiastic about, whether or not they're making their livings off of them. So how seriously do I want to take that, basically? This is not a full-time job for me, even though, like, God, it would be great to just, like, make videos for a living. This is something that's purely enjoyable on the side that I get to spend my time and energy into to create stuff that I want to create. But that doesn't mean I don't take it seriously. And a big part of that goes with, like, I'm a teacher. I teach high school students, several of whom probably will see this. But a discussion that pops up in the classroom all the time when YouTube comes up is subscribers. How many subscribers? How many subscribers does this person have? That person have? That's like your street cred, someone has like a bajillion subscribers, they're legit. Someone has 2, like, oh, it doesn't matter. And really, like, as fun as it is to watch the number go up and up, it's not like, it shouldn't be your ultimate metric towards success. But at the same time, it is frustrating when you create stuff and you work on things and they don't get the attention or the views that you would hope that they get, or you would want them to get. You work really hard on something and you put it online and then it gets like 2-3 views and you're like, wow, that's not super rewarding. So there's kind of a balance where you don't want to focus too much on views and subscribers, but at the same time you want to make sure your work is getting, like, it's paying off somehow. And I'm really happy with where my channel is right now. I just went over 100 subscribers a few weeks ago, which is great. Really exciting, and several videos. I've never done anything that gets like crazy amounts of views, but I'm very happy with the subscribers to view ratio that I have going, and that's fun. So I feel like the work I put into it pays off because people seem to get something out of it and enjoy it, and I benefit a lot from making it. So I say all that to go, like, the numbers don't matter, because my next goal is specifically concrete numbers that I want to force on YouTube. So the biggest one is right now I have something like 64, 67 videos on my channel, all of which were created and uploaded between now and June of 2017, or between June of last year and now. So 67 videos in that amount of time is great. To go from having 0 and literally starting the channel on June 29th, having 67 uploaded videos, it's great, and I'm really proud of that. And so my goal by the end of this year is to have 200 videos at least uploaded. And I don't count live streams as videos, even though they take time and effort and energy. It's really not the same as like having to sit down and edit and polish and upload something. So live streams, I don't know how many of those there will be, but I don't count those as videos. So 200 edited videos uploaded by the end of the year altogether. And that's kind of an arbitrary number. I don't want to just turn out a bunch of garbage and be like, yay, I made 130 something more pieces of garbage, but now I hit that 200, yay. I actually want to make sure that it's high quality, beneficial, interesting, whatever stuff that gets uploaded. And that's really important to me. So that's the goal. 200 high quality things. And the reason I picked 200 is because between now, January, and December, that's 100, almost 140 edited videos over 12 months. So that's a decent, that's a lot of work. If I got up to 67 in 6 months, that's a lot of work, but I think it's achievable, and it means that this has to be something that I'm constantly working at. But I think it's a good goal, and if I don't reach it, that's okay, as long as everything that I do upload is high quality, or at least the highest quality I can do at the time. And so far I've been doing at least every Tuesday there's an upload. Sometimes there's many more, sometimes it's just the Tuesday one, but ever since I stopped my 30-day challenge, uploading every Tuesday, definitely continuing that. Hello, Optimus Jack. It's nice to see you. Happy New Year, happy holidays, happy back to work. It's the middle of the week at least. Talking about the new year and talking about my goals, especially specifically as they relate to YouTube and videos in this channel. And then if anybody happens to watch or wants to share goals, I'm on board, because this is like our record of the goals we had at the start of the year and where we want them to be, where we hope to be with them at the end of the year. So that being said, so there you go. 200 videos uploaded is another one. I would like to, this is sort of an interesting one, because making videos is not at all my full-time job. I've never made any money. I've just lost a lot of money making videos. And I don't foresee that changing in the future. But I would just psychologically like to find a way to generate some kind of revenue from my own original content. So that means, I don't know what that means, just turning on ads, which I'm trying to not do because I hate ads. But some way where I am creating stuff that I want to do, that I'm wholly in charge of, and it's bringing in some kind of dollars. I don't have any, I don't care how many of the dollars. But just that idea that, like, okay, you can create something and you can get some kind of income from it, to sort of have, a revenue stream coming in from an original content YouTube channel would be a phenomenal thing. And it's not, I mean, I would never expect it to like pay bills or anything, but even if it's like a couple of dollars, that's at least sort of a validation and kind of an interesting little thing that I'd like to work for. So that's another goal. 200 videos, generate revenue off of original content, but without, this is very important, without changing the original content, while still maintaining full control of it. Because it's super easy to just sell your soul to the devil and get some money for that. But no, I want to make the stuff I want to make, how I want to make it. And I don't want to overload things with ads, and I don't want to stop in the middle of a project to go like, oh guys, like you should check out freaking Squarespace or whatever. I like Squarespace, but never mind. I want to make sure that I just hate ads. So anyway, that's kind of a challenge for the year. Just, I think that would be so cool to create something original that you're wholly in charge of, and then it actually brings in like even $1 would be awesome. And then to have I have a regular uploading schedule, but to have a more rigorous uploading schedule when possible. Right now, every Tuesday something gets uploaded, and that's kind of my like commitment. What I would really like to do is also do at least one live stream per week. And I've been thinking about doing either Thursdays or Sundays. I can't decide which is best. It seems like lots of people have an easy time watching on Sundays because like everyone's home hanging out for the weekend. But Thursdays, I don't know, also work just for my schedule usually. So I've been thinking of doing that because it's fun to do live streams, and it's a fun way to interact immediately with an audience. And get sometimes participation and feedback. And we've gotten lots of cool, Heather and I did a live stream last week where afterwards somebody was like, you know what, it's the holidays. This was on her channel. Somebody said it was the holidays. They were really bummed out. They were feeling really lonely, and it was really nice to just put on a live stream, be able to like interact with some people. And it was kind of a cool thing to see. So I'd like to play around with live streaming a lot more. My frustration of my phone messing up, which is why there were 2 failed attempts to start a live stream, and now and then I ended up having to use my computer, which the camera on a MacBook is okay, but it's not great. Okay. Whew, sorry, I picked up the microphone to show it, and then I muted it because I'm so digitally literate. Let me find, then I lost my chat window, which I need that chat window. There we go. So those are things. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to live streaming. What's up, Mike Alvarez? It's nice to talk to you and to see you. We're talking about goals. But yeah, live streaming. That is a thing that I want to work on. I want to actually be able to use not the friggin' MacBook cameras and not have to rely on a phone, which apparently, although honestly, I'm going to blame the YouTube app because it, like, everything else on my phone works great. The YouTube app went berserk, and I'm going to blame that because, yeah. But what I'd really like to be able to do is do more, like, there was a live stream I did a few weeks ago where I was showing how I edit a video, and I was cutting back and forth between me and then the video being edited, like screenshots, and there was all these like overlays. I would like to get more into that. And I'd like to be able to use better cameras, have multiple cameras set up. So if I'm doing something, you can see me talking, and then I could cut to a camera angle that shows like a close-up of what I'm working on or whatever. If I'm talking to someone, we can have multiple angles, that kind of a thing. So I'd really like to beef up the quality of live streams in addition to the quantity of live streams. So the goal is at least one per week. I haven't figured out exactly when, but I'd like to do a specific set time, and I'm thinking either Thursdays or Sundays. Sundays also because even though I like work and even though it's great and even though I've been doing it for a long time, I still get really nervous at the end of the weekend. And doing a live stream is a great way to like ease the anxiety and make things feel a little bit better. So that's something that I kind of want to do. Let's see, what else? So here we go. Been trying to figure out what the best way to create content for my channel is, because it's really fun. It's fun to create everything. I really enjoy doing like the almost like vlog style stuff where it's just sort of like goofy, you know, here's like a cinematic sequence, here's something happening, here's over this. I did a bunch of those when I was in Nashville a few weeks ago. And it's so much fun and it's easy to do it quickly, but they don't necessarily provide a lot of value to an audience because they're really just kind of for entertainment. I get a lot out of making them because I have to learn stuff to make them. But if someone just watches it, it might not be ultra valuable. So what I have found is, I'm a teacher as a living, and I feel like I can teach and explain things fairly well. It's a skill I pride myself on. And so lately I've been trying to make sure videos I upload have specific purposes. So I've been, comparing two cameras or showing how to build something or showing how to set something up. And that I think is useful because it allows me to like share my personality, share stuff I'm interested in, and then also share skills and information that people who may regularly watch stuff might like, but also if somebody happens to like actually need that info and searches for like 3D printer settings, they could actually get the info they need. So I've been trying to make sure that there's actually like some nutritional value to my videos, but I still want to do the fun stuff. And sometimes, like Heather and I were riding our boosted boards around in like Utah last weekend, and it was really fun and really pretty, and we got all this cool video, and she was like testing out her new Osmo stabilizer, but I was just sort of messing around for fun and shot a bunch of footage that I'm like, I don't know why I'm even filming this. I have like nothing to do with this footage. There's no purpose for it, but I'd really like to still put it together in something. And so in an ideal world where I'm able to manage my time effectively, what I would really like to do is have my Tuesday video be a really high quality, great video that has some kind of informational value, teaches something, explains something, shows something. Then I would like to do a live stream. And then I would also like to do sort of just a fun, goofy video that maybe has some nutritional value in it, but also maybe is just for funsies. And doing those, I think that would be just a really like well-balanced diet of videos and content. So that's kind of what I'm working towards, but it's not an official goal. Right now, I think what it's actually totally manageable, like a commitment I could make, is my Tuesday video plus a live stream. Can definitely do that relatively easily. And live streams, I'm trying to make sure I have a purpose or a theme to go behind them. Like today is, goals for 2018, concrete goals for 2018. Whew. So that was a lot of info there. And then the last goal that I'm saving, which is like the completely ridiculous one, but I think is something worth shooting for, is totally off the wall. It's like it's a completely ridiculous goal that I kind of know. Well, I shouldn't say I know won't get met, but that I don't realistically necessarily expect to meet, but want to set just because I want to set the bar high. And that is, even though I'm at currently, I think 117 subscribers, by the December of 2017, my goal is 10,000, because why not? Shoot the bar high. And then that just means, even though it's not about numbers and it's not necessarily about view counts, when I think of what a channel needs to have an audience of 10,000 subscribers, that content should be pretty darn high quality, and it should be pretty valuable, and it should be produced pretty regularly. And so regardless of the actual size of my channel and the actual exposure that the videos get, I want to make sure that I'm treating them as though, basically I want to run a small channel like a big channel, regardless of what its actual size is. And that means that's going to push me to create higher quality stuff. And it means no matter who's watching or how many people are watching, they're going to get the highest quality stuff I can create. So if you decide to spend your valuable time watching something that I made, hopefully you'll feel that time was well spent and not totally wasted. So that's my big goal there, is basically to gain 9,900 more subscribers by the end of the year. And I know, I mean, Heather's gone on like endlessly about the analytics and the data behind YouTube, and like the real metrics are view counts, are not subscribers. Subscribers is kind of a nice little badge of like, hey, but it is kind of a helpful gauge. There was one day I did a live stream and I was like, oh, this is great. People are going to like this. I think it was the video editing one. I was like, that's cool. Like, I think I'd gotten like 10 or 20 new subscribers since the live stream. And I was like, they're going to see like the valuable info that I'm providing. And then I did the live stream and I lost like four people. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But it is kind of a fun thing to see. Just, I don't know, to push yourself. Optimus, you might get 10,000. I don't know about that. Optimus Jack, yes. As I mentioned, I don't expect necessarily to reach the goal, but I want to set the bar high. And the reason I set it at 10,000 was because I got the idea of setting concrete goals from the Travel Fields channel that I mentioned earlier. And his original goal, I think, was 100,000, and then he got 250,000 in a year starting from zero, which are like, that's like when you talk about billionaires, like, oh, Tim Cook made this many hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars last year. And you're like, I don't even understand those numbers. Like, the universe is 14 billion light years across. Like, what does that mean to me? I don't know. So those numbers are massive. 10,000 would be completely insane. I don't fully expect to meet it. I'm just setting the bar high. If I set the goal at like 500, like, just sort of doing what I'm doing with minimal effort would probably just like accidentally get there. I want to have to burn calories to get somewhere. So even if it ends up being, 125, like that'd be a little bit of a bummer to like only gain, 6 or 7 people throughout a whole year. But it's not really about the outcome. It's more about the journey, and it's more about basically taking this format and this platform seriously enough, that if I'm going to dedicate my time to it, I want to do it well, and I want to do it with purpose, and I want to do it in a way that's valuable to me and valuable to others as well. So again, it's not necessarily about meeting the goals. It's about setting concrete goals, so that you can kind of see where you're at. Just like, with the savings account, you're like, I want to have this much money in my savings account. And then you're like, but life is expensive and it didn't necessarily happen. That's okay. There's a lot of stuff I'm super excited about. Next week, I'm going to do a video on, actually, Mike, if you're still watching, we just talked about this earlier. For for the last 6 months or so, this is the camera that I've been using to do pretty much all of my videos with, which is hilarious because I never thought in a million years I would use a point and shoot camera for most of my videos, but this is the Sony RX100 Mark V, which is this like little 4K monster that shoots crazy slow motion, beautiful footage. It's super like small and compact. It's got a nice little flippy screen. This is my favorite camera I've ever had, even though I like never thought I would use a camera like this. But the problem with this is I had my old Canon DSLR, a 6D, with all these beautiful lenses, but I just couldn't use it because it didn't have great video features. And so I was able, thanks to, you know, Santa, I was able to upgrade to the 6D Mark II, which I'm quite excited about because it's a DSLR that has a full frame sensor and beautiful autofocus for video. The video that I uploaded today about 3D printer settings, even though that's more of a technical video that has lots of screenshots, the video part of it was filmed with this camera just to kind of test it out. I really like the way it came out because I can swap out lenses. It kind of opens, for me, it opens up a whole bunch of new doors. I'm gonna do a whole video explaining, this is a pretty controversial camera actually. I'll explain why in a video that'll upload like next week or maybe later this week. So there's lots of things I'm excited about in terms of tools, but if I'm going to invest in those tools, which, you know, they're not cheap, I want to make sure that I'm taking this channel and I'm taking those tools and I'm taking my audience seriously enough to create the highest quality content possible. And so that's it. So those are pretty much my concrete goals. Of course, there's always the stuff about, you know, I want to be a better person and be less stressed and be kind to everyone. But it's like, it's really hard to go back at the end of the year and like, you know, the list I have literally has, you know, little like check bubbles where you can go like, poop, I accomplished the goal. It's very hard to do that when you're like, kindness. Like, I don't know, sometimes yes, most of the time yes, but sometimes not as yes. And so I wanted to lay out those concrete goals. And you never know, like, even though really the month of January is just more days and dates are sort of arbitrary, as I mentioned at the beginning, psychologically, the start of a new year is kind of a good, fresh time just to go like, okay, here we go again. Where are we going to go? What's going to happen? You know there's going to be ups. You know there are going to be downs. I've got some exciting stuff happening this year, especially in the summertime, some big giant trips that I've planned that I'm really excited to go on and really excited to share as I go on them. That was actually a huge impetus to starting this channel. So you'll start to hear more about that as those approach, because that's the biggest, longest journeys I've ever taken in my life. And I'm pretty excited for those. And I'll keep you updated on these goals. If you happen to watch this later and you want to leave a comment about any goal that you have, any concrete goal, this can be like our record at the end of the year. I'd like to come back, revisit it, and see, you know, we can laugh at some of the ideas or, you know, check them off hopefully and be like, yeah, we accomplished that. But either way, I think it's kind of a fun, positive way to go into the new year and to wrap up what has been like easily the best winter vacation of my entire life. Also, boy, let me tell you how I'm going to spend the rest of the night, which is with this guy here. Didn't expect to get this, but oh my gosh, the Nintendo Switch. This will be how I wrap up my winter vacation. And Mike, you just asked comment here when the video is done. I would recommend when the video is done, if you're doing the live chat, it does pop up right here on the side. So this will be saved. So people will see your comments if they watch this later. YouTube normally will delete them. But if the video is posted as soon as I end this in like 2 minutes, then you can just leave a comment like a normal video and it will be saved there all year long. So, and Mike, hopefully you and I can work on stuff because I haven't seen you in forever, and it's sad that like we have to have projects to see each other, but I think it's a really fun thing to do because we both like making stuff and I think we both have some cool stuff to make together. So there you go. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you had a great New Year's. I hope you had great holidays. Mike, your goal is to be a part of a video project with me. We can definitely make that happen much sooner rather than later. Even though I'm busy, I think you're busier at the moment, so it depends on your your wacky schedule, but we can totally make that. I will make that a number one priority to happen. So thanks again. If you're watching this, leave your 2018 concrete goals as a comment or throw them up in the chat in the next couple seconds, and we'll come back at the end of the year and check them out. Otherwise, feel free to check out all the other videos, the 60-something videos that I've been able to upload since June. I really appreciate the feedback and the support and the positivity, and thanks so much. I hope you guys have a terrific night, a terrific rest of your week, and a great weekend. I will see you later. Bye.